Hi everyone, it's Dawn and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, a lot of people have been sending me some messages lately about experiencing things on cruise ships lately that give the impression that the quality of the cruise lines are going down. So first off, before I start, let me just thank everybody, even people who are looking to book the Alaska cruise. By the way, hundreds and hundreds of emails I'm going through. So yes, I will be getting to you if you're looking to book the cabin or inquiring about it. But many people in there were just saying, good luck with your surgery, not your surgery, your test and things like that. And a lot of people were also saying great news that you don't have to move. Yeah, I think I've come to terms with that, so that's all good. But yeah, I'm literally getting almost every day 2 or 3 emails from people who have been on various cruise lines, everything from Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival, Virgin Cruise, you name it. And a lot of them are coming back saying that the experience on board has dropped. And what they're talking about is things like the service on board for staff, the quality of the food in the main dining room, and even the quality of the entertainment. Not so much the theater shows, but the other shows going on the ships. For instance, here's an example that I experienced personally. Remember when I was on the Harmony of the Seas and we were taking part in some of the trivia and things like that. And they did not have enough of those little prizes to give out to the people who won. Literally like a corkscrew wine stopper or a coaster or something like that. They didn't have enough to give out. And I can see where that would deter, like, come back with a little bit of a sour taste. I mean, when you have guests going up and having to do rock, paper, scissors to win a coaster, you're doing something wrong. That should be not an issue. If the people won, they got a tie, they each should get the prize. It's a coaster, for God's sake. But yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I'm getting messages on board that the dining, food in the dining hall has deteriorated on numerous cruise lines. We're not just picking on one. We're talking a bunch of them right now. And a lot of people are thinking it's because of the cutbacks and the cost of running the cruise line, that they're cutting it back, and now the quality of the ingredients might not be as good, etc., etc. And I know the cruise lines defend this because the cruise lines are going out and they will say, no, we're still buying from the exact same people we bought from before. We're still making the exact same recipes we did before. Then why is the quality going down? Is it that you don't have enough staff on board to create the food and the dishes on time in a timely manner that you're going back? I'm not sure. Now here's one of the things I do know for food quality. I know for a fact many cruise lines do this, but here's an example. I was on Holland America recently on my Australian cruise, and we got a tour of the dining facility inside the kitchen where they were getting ready to prepare the dishes for the day. And what they did is they had a chef make every single meal that they were putting on the menu that night. The dishes were on the table in front of them, and then the head chef personally tasted every dish and made recommendations. This needs this, or this is okay. And they went over every single dish. And I know a lot of cruise lines do this. Now, taste is very subjective, right? We all have different tastes. I love specialty dining, like going in and have lobster and a really good steak or really good Italian food, something, sushi in the restaurants. I love doing that. But I'm just as happy going to the buffet and getting a hamburger and a hot dog as long as it's cooked properly and the chicken is cooked properly. When people go out and say, well, I think the the food quality's gone down. First of all, it also varies from ship to ship, right? It's not, they might be making the same recipe, but a different chef is making it, different cooks. And so they might have a little different technique. While the basic ingredients are the same, it's going to come out different. If I cook one of my specialty meals that I cook here at home, say for the Super Bowl, and I give the same recipe to my nephew, it's not going to taste the same. It's not. Even though he has the exact recipe that I would be using. I'm willing to give the cruise lines the benefit of the doubt there. Now, I have noticed in some cases myself, certain things seem to be worse. I experienced a bad buffet. Bad room service. Bad room service on a cruise. And the cruise line immediately contacted me when they saw my video and wanted to know what happened, what was the issue and everything. They wanted to correct it. So I know they're still working on those things. I know they're not just letting things go. So my biggest suggestion would be, a lot of people ignore that email you get after your cruise. They're going to say, how did you like your cruise? Do you have anybody you would like to recommend that did a particularly good job on your cruise? What are some things we could have done better? Fill out that survey, because they look at every single survey filled out. And you might think you're just a number, but guess what? On a cruise of, say, 4,000 people, if 100 people filled out that survey and said the quality of your food in the main dining room was not very good, that's huge. They will be going, what's going on our ship? They will look into that and work on it immediately. If no one says anything, they're going to think everything's fine, right? So we want to fill those forms out. The same for entertainment. Don't be afraid to say, you know what? I was kind of really thought the entertainment, like the trivia and things like that, was really poor quality on this ship. Let them know if you're dissatisfied. And the opposite, if you're happy about it and you thought it was a great job, there you go. Fill that out as well. Mention them by name if you can, or at least the department that they're working in, because that makes a lot of difference to them too, and it helps the cruise lines know what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, because every cruise line does things right and every cruise line does things wrong. No matter how much you love a cruise line, if you look, not through rose-colored glasses, but if you look at it, yeah, I think that wasn't done right. Doesn't mean we're not going to have a good time. Doesn't mean we're not going to have a great cruise. It just means I wish they would do some things better. But do I think the quality is going down? As of right now, I'm not sure, because I still see so many great things and so many things happening. But I do know that there are a lot of cutbacks and a lot of things happening right now. So as we go forward again, if I start to notice more and more of things that, like the staff seems overworked, or they're not as responsive to getting your drinks or your food, and they're not smiling, or your entertainment gets cut back, or they start charging more for extra things, that all impacts our experience. And it can also impact the thought of how much quality we're getting from that cruise line going forward. I mean, if you go on a cruise and you come back saying, man, everything I did, I had to pay extra, no matter how great the cruise was and how great those extras that you paid for were good, you're going to come back thinking this wasn't a great time. The quality's gone down simply because we're paying for it. And so I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an open mind, but I'm getting so many emails. I really am. Didn't like the dining. Didn't like the entertainment on board. Staff seems overworked. Staff seem underpaid. Staff shortages. Not enough waiters. Not enough bartenders, etc., etc., etc. And I'm hoping that that trend stops as soon as possible, because we're just getting everybody back to cruising after the pandemic. We're just getting back to those levels we were in 2019. And you don't want to self-implode by making the experience worse. And I hope the cruise lines keep that in mind, because as much as they want to save money and make more money to pay off their debts, if they start cutting back the experience of cruisers, then cruisers will cut back on the cruising. And at least with maybe your cruise line. Well, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you've been on a cruise in the last 4 or 5 months, do you think the quality on the cruise has gone down? Or do you think it's even better than it was before? Let me know. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.